Right. So today we are going to be diving deep into something pretty cool, and that is you, your own biology. We're
Right.
talking about Digby. You're starting this year-long program, right? And you've got some big goals: weight loss, happier gut, maybe even kicking diabetes to the curb. But here's the thing about Digby. This isn't your average do this, do that, and it'll work for everyone kind of
Yeah.
thing. This is like figuring out the cheat codes for your specific body.
It's so true. And, it's amazing how often we forget that our bodies aren't one size fits all.
Right.
These traditional weight loss programs, they put so much emphasis on willpower. But what about those people who seem to eat whatever they want and they never gain a pound?
Well, I know some people like that.
Right. Or those who just can't seem to shake those last few pounds no matter how hard they try. There's something else going on there.
It's so true. Like, I have a friend who swears she gains weight just by looking at cake.
Right.
And then I have another friend who can, like, polish off an entire pizza and wake up, like, 5 pounds lighter the next day.
Yeah.
It's like our bodies have these secret rules.
They do.
And we need, like, the code book.
Absolutely.
So how does Digby, like, where do they even begin to try to unravel all that?
Well, it really boils down to understanding your unique biology. And that's what's so fascinating about Digby. They actually focus on 4 key areas to create that personalized plan.
Okay.
You were talking about, and when they say personalized, they mean it.
Okay. No more vague advice. Let's get specific.
Yeah.
What are these 4 areas?
All right, so first up, you've got genetics. Now, hold on. This isn't just about those ancestry tests people take to, like, find out their great-great-grandmother was a concert pianist or something.
Right.
We're talking about analyzing 300 specific genetic markers that directly impact things like how your body processes fats, carbs, even your risk for certain health conditions.
300 markers. That's way more than those other, like, popular DNA kits, right?
Oh, yeah.
That you just kind of, like, send in. But, I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah,
Because knowing how your body naturally handles those things
absolutely.
is huge.
It's like having a cheat sheet for your metabolism.
Okay.
All right, so next, we dive into the world of the gut microbiome,
Ooh.
which, let me tell you, it is a happening place.
I've heard. Yes.
It's this incredible ecosystem of bacteria living in your gut, and they play a much bigger role in our health than we ever imagined.
It's crazy to think that those little, like, microorganisms living in your gut can really influence everything from, like, how much you weigh to your mood.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I've definitely felt that, like, in my own life, where if I'm not, like, treating my gut well,
For sure.
I can feel it.
Yeah, because your gut bacteria, they're responsible for producing essential vitamins. They regulate your immune system. They even influence your cravings.
So it's like having this team of, like, microscopic personal trainers
Totally.
and, like, nutritionists, like, working
Yes. Working behind the scenes.
behind the scenes for you. Okay,
Okay,
but
and then there's insulin metabolism. Now, this one's important because insulin is like the key master of your metabolism.
right. It controls how your body uses and stores energy from food.
And so I'm guessing everybody's insulin works a little differently.
You guessed it.
Yeah.
And everybody's talking about insulin resistance these days. So Digby looks at how everything from the food you eat to your stress levels and even your sleep quality can impact your insulin sensitivity. And this helps create a plan that keeps your blood sugar balanced and your energy levels stable throughout the day.
That sounds way more effective than just telling everyone to, like, eat less sugar and move more. Okay, so what's the last piece of this puzzle?
Well, you can't forget about the power of lifestyle.
Oh.
Right. So Digby factors in things like your food access, your budget, even your cultural background and personal taste preferences, because let's be honest, a plan only works if you can actually stick to it.
Right, because if you can't implement it, what's the point? Okay, so this is where I get really interested, right?
Yes.
Because you've got all this personalized data, but does it actually equal results? So you've got all this personalized data, but does it actually equal results?
Oh, it does.
Like, I want to know
Let's just say,
the receipts.
yes, the results speak for themselves. Blue Shield of California did a study
Okay.
with 1,200 Digby users, and get this,
Yeah.
they saw an average weight loss of 20 pounds.
Okay, 20 pounds? That's not just a number on a scale. That's like tossing a whole, like, bag of flour over your shoulder.
That's a great visual.
I mean, no wonder people are feeling lighter and more energetic, right? And it's not even just about the weight loss. The study also found that people saw significant improvements in their HbA1c levels, which that's a fancy way of saying their blood sugar control got way better,
Right.
which is huge for preventing or even managing diabetes.
That's incredible. And it sounds like it even goes, like, deeper than that.
Oh, absolutely. People reported fewer digestive issues, which, makes sense when you're giving your gut exactly what it needs to thrive.
Right.
And here's the kicker, even their mental health improved. It's amazing how interconnected our bodies are.
It's like that saying, a happy gut means a happy mind. Okay, so Digbi clearly gets results. But what does the actual journey look like? Like, walk me through it.
Okay, so think of it like a roadmap, but one that's tailor-made for you. So there are 4 phases, each building upon the last. You'll start with what's called the orientation phase, and that's your first 2 weeks.
Okay.
And it's all about just getting familiar with the Digbi app, connecting any devices you might be using to track your progress, really diving deep into those health profiles.
So, like, giving Digbi all the tools it needs to really create that personalized plan.
Exactly.
We were talking about.
And then comes the launch phase. This is weeks 2 through 4. And this is where you start making those first changes.
Okay.
Those digestible bite adjustments, as we like to call them.
I love that. Digestible bites. So, like, no drastic overhauls or, like, crazy restrictions.
Not at all. It's about building sustainable habits one step at a time. So you'll start incorporating personalized recommendations based on your CGM data and those initial goals that you set. And remember how we talked about lifestyle factors being important?
Yeah.
This is where you'll also begin tracking things like your sleep, your exercise, your stress levels.
Because it's all connected.
It is. It's all connected.
All right, so what comes after we've, like, launched into this new way of living?
Okay, get ready for the cruise phase. This is where things get really exciting because this is where all that personalized data we talked about really comes into play.
Okay.
So your recommendations are fine-tuned based on your unique genetics, your gut microbiome, everything.
So this is where that aha moment happens, where you're like, oh, I'm starting to understand.
Yes,
my body's language.
The cruise phase is all about optimization. It lasts about 16 weeks, and during this time, you might find that you're able to reduce your reliance on certain medications, maybe even prevent needing those invasive procedures you were worried about.
Okay, talk about empowering, right?
Yeah.
This is like taking control of your health in a way you never even thought possible.
Exactly. And then you seamlessly transition into the thrive phase, and this is all about, maintaining those healthy habits, addressing any secondary conditions that might pop up, and really achieving that long-term wellness vision you've always had.
It sounds like a truly holistic approach, right?
Yeah.
It's not just addressing, like, the symptoms, but, like, the root causes of those health imbalances.
Yes.
But let's be real for a second. Even with the best roadmap,
Right.
we all need a little support along the way.
We do. We all need some help.
What kind of tools and resources does Digbi offer to, like, help people stay on track?
Oh, they've thought of everything.
They've thought of everything.
Okay. They have. There's the Digbi Food Guide, which is like a nutrition Bible,
Okay.
but way more fun.
Okay.
You'll learn all about the science behind their approach, but, in a way that's like easy to understand and put into practice.
Give me all the actionable insights.
Okay. So you'll learn about optimizing insulin sensitivity through food.
Yeah.
You'll learn about managing inflammation in your gut. You'll even learn about why having a diverse range of fiber in your diet is like throwing a party for your gut bacteria.
Okay, so picture this. You're at the grocery store, right?
Yes.
Armed with this new knowledge from the Digbi Food Guide. You're not just, like, wandering the aisles aimlessly anymore. You're like a gut health detective, scanning for, like, those fiber-rich foods
Yeah.
that are going to make that microbiome happy.
And remember how we talked about different types of fiber?
Yes.
This is where that comes in handy.
Okay.
You'll learn about group 1, group 2, and resistant starches, and they all feed different types of beneficial bacteria in your gut.
It's like you're learning the language of your gut.
You got it.
Okay.
So instead of just loading up on leafy greens, which are great, don't get me wrong,
Right.
you'll know to grab some lentils for group 1 fiber, maybe some bell peppers for group 2, and even some cooked and cooled potatoes for resistant starch.
Now you're speaking my language, because I love a good potato. But I'll admit, I struggle sometimes to get creative in the kitchen. Like, what if I'm not exactly like a master chef over here?
Listen, no worries. Digbi has you covered with their recipe finder, and this isn't your average recipe app.
Okay.
With a million options that leave you overwhelmed, you can filter by meal type, dietary needs, even your favorite cuisines.
What?
Yeah. Craving Italian.
Okay.
They gotcha. Indian food calling your name? They've got that too.
Okay. Talk about personalized nutrition. So no more bland chicken and broccoli every night.
No way. You'll be amazed at how delicious and satisfying healthy eating can be. Plus, they even have a section for those nights when you only have 10 minutes to spare.
Amazing.
Quick, easy, and delicious. What more could you ask for?
Seriously. But what happens when you hit a snag? Like, life happens, right?
Right.
You're traveling, or it's been a crazy week at work and you haven't stuck to the plan perfectly. Is there support when you need that little extra guidance?
Yes. That's where the human element comes in. Remember those coaches we were talking about earlier?
Yeah.
They are your secret weapon throughout this entire journey. Think of them as your personal cheerleaders, your strategists,
Okay.
your accountability partners, all rolled into one.
So it's not just like an app
Right.
telling you what to do. There's actually like human connection
Totally.
and support throughout this whole process.
Yes, and they can help you understand those meal ratings we haven't even gotten to yet.
Oh, yeah. Tell me more about those. That's like a traffic light system for your plate, right?
Yes, exactly. So each meal is rated based on how it impacts your blood sugar, taking into account your unique genetics and even any food sensitivities you might have. And the goal is to keep that blood sugar stable, which leads to more balanced energy, fewer cravings, and all those amazing benefits we've been talking about.
Okay, so it all comes back to that. It's like, yeah, it's about what you eat, but it's more about how your body responds to it.
Yes, 100%. And that's where those personalized recommendations and your coach come in. They help you understand what those meal ratings mean for you and how to make adjustments that work for your life. Because, let's be real, no one wants to feel deprived or like they're on a diet forever.
Right.
It's about finding a way of eating that makes you feel your best from the inside out.
Love that. So we've talked about the science, we talked about this personalized approach, all the tools, the support. Ultimately, what's the big takeaway you want our listeners to walk away with?
You know, it really boils down to this. Your body is incredibly intelligent and it's constantly trying to communicate with you.
Okay.
Digbi simply gives you the tools and the knowledge to finally understand what it's saying. It's about tuning into your own internal signals and realizing you have the power to transform your health in ways you never thought possible.
What a powerful message to end on. It's not about following some generic plan. It's about uncovering your own personal blueprint for health and well-being. So to all of you listening out there, if you're ready to ditch the quick fixes and finally unlock the secrets to lasting health, take that leap and start your personalized journey with Digbi. You might just be amazed by what you discover.